Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video we'll be discussing the things to consider when buying a bass guitar. Alright, before we continue, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please click the subscribe button and subscribe. Then you leave the notification button on so that you'll be notified whenever I post my videos. And after this video you can check out other videos on my channel. You never can tell the one that will help you improve in bass guitar. Alright, and also I have a WhatsApp group chat where I interact with over 900 and something bass players from different part of the world, and we talk about the difficulties in bass playing, and they share their questions and they share their challenges, and as much as we can, we help. Okay, so if you want to join the WhatsApp group chat, I'll be leaving the link to the WhatsApp group chat in the description of this post. That once you click the link, it takes you into the WhatsApp group chat. Alright, and also I have a platform where I groom people in bass playing, Celebabo Bass Academy, but there it's not free of charge. The videos you see here are free, but for there you have to pay for the lessons. That's where you get grounded in bass playing theoretically and practically. Alright, so if you want to sign up for the classes, I'll be leaving a WhatsApp number in the description of this post. You can click the WhatsApp number and send us a message as soon as possible to register. Alright, thank you. So let's go straight into it. Alright, so the number one thing to consider when buying a bass guitar. Moreover, this is a bass guitar. I'm sure you know what is a bass guitar, and bass guitar have there are different parts of the bass guitar. We have the headstock, we have the tuning heads, we have the nuts here, and we have the strings, we have the neck, we have the pickups, we have the knobs, we have the bridge, we have the output jack, we have the strap buttons, we have the body, we have the thrust rod here. Alright, so for clearer understanding, there is a video on my channel where I talked about parts of the bass guitar. I showed parts of the bass guitar. Alright, you can check it out. And yeah, so the first thing to consider when buying a bass guitar is price. This video is especially for people here in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria and I'm from Nigeria. Alright, because of a little bit difficulty in making money, over here in Nigeria, because of the kind of economy we have, it's usually difficult to, get these gears here in Nigeria. It's even difficult to make up the money to, get these gears in Nigeria. So the first thing to consider when you start thinking of buying a bass guitar is how much do you have. To get a good bass guitar here in Nigeria, I think you should keep about, will I say 500, 600, 700,000, or maybe 400, 500, 600, 700 upwards. Alright, that's the first thing to consider, because these instruments, they sell in, most of them sell in USD. In fact, to get a very good bass, you must have to get it outside this country, or if you have a dealer who is in Nigeria that sells quality basses, yeah, they will still have to sell on a high price because they buy from outside Nigeria. We don't produce basses here. Right, so if you want to buy a bass guitar here in Nigeria, is usually, if you want to buy instruments generally, it's usually a huge sacrifice. It's not something you wake up and you do. Alright, so you have to consider how much you have, okay, before looking out to buy a bass guitar. Moreover, it's easier when you make money in dollars. You can easily get some of these things, because some of these basses sell, good basses, they sell at 700 USD, 400, 500 USD, which is 500 USD is almost 700 something thousand naira here. All right, so it's huge money. Even currently, me, I need for my tutorials, I need a precision bass and a jazz bass, maybe Marcus Miller jazz bass V7 second generation, Sarah Marcus Miller V7 second generation bass, but it's huge amount of money. All right, so but that's by the way. So consider how much you have. That's the first thing you should start thinking about, right? Number two, you have to know whether you want to go for a four string bass or a five string bass or a six string bass. Um, Me, I recommend for a beginner, I think you should start with a four string bass because that's where you understand, what an absolute beginner actually. That's where you understand exactly what you are learning on the bass, right? That's It's easier to understand bass playing with the four strings, right? So I recommend the four string. That's if you'll be able to get another bass in the future, right? That's if you'll be able to get another bass in the future. Like now, using this is my ever first bass I bought with my money, and I got six strings. It's not because I wanted a six string bass, it's because that's what I was able to afford at the time I got the bass. Alright. Then I wanted a Marcus Miller, I love Marcus Miller basses, so I wanted a Marcus Miller bass, V7, yeah, second generation bass. Sorry, Marcus Miller V7 second generation bass. Alright. But at the time when I wanted to get the bass, the price was very high. So, and this is what I could afford then. That was why I got it. But ESP LTD is a very good bass too. Alright. So I'm using the C strings and that's my Everface bass, and I didn't buy it as a beginner, so I already played the bass guitar for years before I was able to get this bass. Alright, so it's a very good bass, right? And it has a good tone. Then if you know you won't be ready to buy another bass in the future, I think as a beginner you should start with a five string. You should buy a five string bass, right? So that's what I recommend for you. A five string bass, because professionally that's what you generally see. In some professional places five string bass is more generally acceptable. And when you start learning some pieces, you might not find some notes in the four strings. That's why I recommend you get the five string, because some pieces are being played with five strings. Some modern pieces, contemporary songs, they're being played with the five strings, so that when you start scoring songs, when you start listening to songs, you'll be able to interpret what you are listening with five strings, with your five strings, right? Okay, so number three, you need to consider if you want to get an active bass or a passive bass. The most distinct difference between an active and a passive bass is that an active bass is being powered by a 9-volt battery, like mine behind, a 9-volt battery, some 18-volt battery, you know. So, but a passive bass, the pickups are not powered by any battery. So that's the difference between a passive and an active bass. And for active bass, you have more boost, you have more clearer tone than a passive bass. All right. And there are some active basses that have that comes with a passive pickup but an active circuit where you can switch from passive to active or from active to passive, you know. So that's another thing to consider and obviously it will be more costlier. An active base should be costlier than a passive base. Okay. Fourth thing to consider when you know getting a bass guitar is the type of pickup. All right. We have different types of pickup. This is your pickup. This is a pickup. This is my bass pickup. All right. We have a split pickup for a split single pickup. That's for a precision bass. All right. And we have two single pickup for a jazz bass, and there is a PJ bass that comes with a split pickup and a single pickup. Comes with a split pickup here and a single pickup here. All right, that's a precision jazz bass, and we also have a humbucker pickup, like mine, that seem a little bit bigger. All right, so should consider those things, all right, before you get the bass guitar. Now, it's the pickup that helps purify your tone. It's the pickup that brings out the kind of tone you will get from the bass, right? That means that before you get the bass, you have to make researches on the type of pickup, the make of the pickup, and if it's something you want to go for, right? So the fifth thing to consider when getting a bass is the scale length of the bass you want to get. I think the general scale length for basses are 34 scale length, if I'm not mistaken. Even though mine is 35 scale length, right? So that's what you should consider. And also you should consider how many frets, you know, mine is 24 frets. There are some basses that are 22 frets, right? You should consider if you want a 24 frets or 22 frets. It all boils down to you making researches on the bass you want to get before getting them, right? So apart from the scale length, you should also consider the width of the bass. Mine is 500 mm, I think so. The width, that's the width of the bass. How uh, let's say how thick the neck is, or if you want a thin neck, like a Fender Jazz bass, or you want a thick neck like a Fender Precision bass, or because mine is 6 strings, that's why the neck is this thick. All right, there are 5 strings that have thick neck too, right? So you have to consider the scale, the length of or the width of the bass too, right? And the sixth thing you should consider is the type of neck, the U shape. Is it a thick U shape or a thin U shape? Mine is a thin U shape. You see, it looks flat, but there are other ones that it's thicker than this, right? And finally, you consider the brand of the bass. I think the most some of the most common basses I see here in Nigeria is Ibanez, right? Yamaha, um, Fender, Sarah Marcus Miller basses, LOTD basses, MTD basses, Cut, okay, and all these basses they have their different series. So you should okay, for Marcus Miller, I think Marcus Miller have V series, M series, uh, in their 5 strings, 4 strings, even 6 strings. Ibanez too. They have their different bases. All right, so yeah, you can check out any of these bases. All the bases are good bases, but you have to check out the one you can manage for the meantime and the one you can afford. Remember, the first thing is the price. All right. So, and also this is me calling out to some of these base brands. I'm interested in your deals. If you can bring your deals, we can partner and I'll help you sell your business here in Nigeria. All right. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I believe that you learned something impactful in this video. Okay. So you don't have to be confused on what base to buy anymore. Alright. So and remember, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Um, and also leave your notification button on so that you're notified whenever I post my videos. Alright, and remember the WhatsApp group chat that I left the link to in the description of this post. Okay, and also remember we have an academy, Celebo Based Academy, where we groom people in basically from the beginner level to the professional level, like deep grooming of theory and practicals. Alright. Finally, I want to bring to your notice that Jesus loves you. You know, the Bible says that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Alright, so believe in Jesus today and accept Jesus into your life today and see your life being transformed for good. Christ is the way, he is the truth, and he is the life. So it's in him you find life, it's in him you find truth, it's in him you find the way. So accept him today and see your life being transformed for good. Thank you once again, and God bless you.